What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Jermaine Event, main on MMA, and today we are going to check out this video from MMA Friction about his honest thoughts after watching Song versus Henry. And honestly, I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I don't know what he's going to touch on. I haven't seen this, but I definitely had some feelings about this fight. The way it ended. In the moment, live, I was like, all right, it is what it is. But as I thought back on what Jason Herzog did, how he conducted himself at the end of this fight, I was just kind of weird. I just don't understand the ending of this fight. So let's see what MMA Friction has to say. We'll react throughout, and then I'll definitely give you my opinions on Cejudo Yadong, because this is a very weird ending, ladies and gents. Henry has responded, so we'll get to that at the end if it's not mentioned here, which nope, because this came out 7 hours ago, and Henry just responded 2 minutes ago. This article just came out, so I will look at that in a bit.
What a freaking card, dude. Seriously, from top to bottom, this was one of those nights where the energy was just electric, especially during the prelims. It felt like a highlight reel unfolding in real time, with one jaw-dropping moment after another. One of the biggest moments came from Ion Cutelaba, who shocked everyone by submitting Ibo Aslan in the first round with an arm triangle choke. Cutelaba is pretty much known for his striking, but this showed that he has some serious grappling chops too. Then we had Ricky Simon deliver a devastating first round knockout over Javid Bashrat, and it was brutal, and that performance bonus was well earned. And let's not forget Nosatan Razaboyev, who wasted no time in this fight, scoring a second round finish in just 33 seconds. This guy is pure chaos in the best way possible, and it's clear he's someone to watch. Alright, so tonight we got to break down the three biggest fights on the card: the main event, the co-main event, and the feature fight with Gene Silva. These were the ones that really stood out and had everyone talking, so those are the ones I'm going to focus on today. So let's talk about the fight that left a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
Yeah, we only gonna focus on this fight.
The main event, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong, because man, that was shaping up to be a certified war before tragedy struck. It was one of those fights where both guys had their moments, and it was a back and forth, razor close exchange. Song was bringing his usual pressure, finding success with those sharp counters, while Henry was really mixing things up well, using his footwork and timing to stay in the fight. But if we're going to be honest,
I wish Henry could have got his wrestling going a little more in that fight, and I don't think it was for lack of trying. I think Song shut it down. He's got a good camp of wrestlers, grapplers over there with Uriah Faber and his gym. I'm forgetting the name of his gym, but with those guys, those little guys over there. So he's able to shut down. He's got great defensive wrestling. He's able to shut down the takedowns from Cejudo pretty well. The striking, dude, if you looked at their faces at the end of the fight, you would have probably thought Cejudo definitely won that fight. Like, he was definitely doing the more damage, or Song was wearing it more. You could see Song landing big shots, but then Henry would come back with a stiff jab, Henry was coming from some crazy angles. This was a great fight. Great fight.
I gave Song the first 3 rounds. He was landing the more damaging shots, dictating the pace, and just looked overall the sharper fighter. Now, don't get me wrong, Henry had his moments. He barely used his wrestling, and there were times where it looked like he was starting to figure things out on the feet. But Song was still a step ahead, in my opinion. His counters were landing clean, his defense was on point, and anytime Henry tried to get some momentum going, Song would shut it down. It wasn't a blowout by any means, but it was clear that Song was edging the rounds. Then, of course, we got that moment that completely derailed the fight, that eye poke. And not just your average eye poke with the ref giving a warning, the guy blinks a few times and they shake it off. No, this one was bad. You can tell instantly from Henry's reaction that something was seriously wrong. The dude looked panicked, like his eyes wasn't responding the way it should, and when they brought in the doctor, you can already hear in the tone that they weren't playing around. The fight had to be paused, and Henry was given the full 5 minutes, which almost never really happens. Usually fighters rush back in, but this time it was different. He was straight up losing his vision in one eye. That's terrifying. So the fight progresses and the round ends. And after the round ends, Henry went to his corner and told his coaches that he couldn't see out of his right eye.
I'm gonna pause it right there because what's he's glazing over right now, he's not even mentioning, which I don't know if he will go back on, but it should be mentioned now. Before the round ended, before Henry went back in there to finish the third round, he told Herzog, I can't really see. And Herzog said, watch what you say. To who, nigga? Who's the person that he can't say that to? Jason Herzog. Jason Herzog basically said, oh, don't let me hear you say that. Don't let me hear you say that. What the fuck? He should have ended the fight right there. Then Henry goes to the corner, tells his whole corner right away, I can't see, can't fight him, can't see, call the doctor, right? Before the fourth round starts, call the doctor, I can't see. He's telling him before they started the third round again, he told him he can't see. Then he said it again at the end of the round. Jason Herzog's like, hey, man, don't let me hear that. Don't let me hear you say the words I just heard you say twice. Then Henry is like, I'm done, bro. I can't see. Call the doctor in here. I've never heard a fighter say that. Get the doctor in here. I never heard that before. Henry's like, get the doctor in here. And the doctor comes in here and he immediately says to the doctor, I can't see. And then for no reason at all, right? If Herzog had stopped the fight, right? If that was Herb Dean in there, ladies and gents, and any fighter said to Herb Dean, I can't see, he's waving it off immediately. All right. If the ref heard him say twice, I can't see, and then Herzog says, oh, man, watch what you say. Watch what you say. I said I can't fight twice. I can't see twice. That's exactly what I meant. And the fight gets stopped because he can't see. So I'm stressing it because had Herzog stopped the fight when he said he can't see initially, it would have been a no contest. It's ultimately a loss on Henry's record with how Herzog chose to end this fight in a way I've never personally seen. I've personally never seen this before. But if he ended the fight right there when Henry told him he couldn't continue, he can't see, it would have been a no contest. All right. Fast forward, end of the round. Henry finishes the round out and Song has come at him hard. He can't really get away from these punches. Round ends and he says immediately, I can't see. And I think Herzog said something to him again, like, hey, man, don't say that. Which is crazy to me. This whole fight, like, I felt like I was watching like WWE, like I was 10 years old again. Watching Mankind, Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was 10 years old again. If you know what I'm saying. Like, who could have wrote this script even better, man? So then Henry, it bothers me. Henry then tells them, hey, I can't see, bring a doctor in. They bring the doctor in. He tells the doctor, I can't see. This is before the 4th round. Tells him I can't see. The ref comes over her. He tells Herzog he can't see. He can't go. Herzog's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to start the next round and then stop the fight. So that way it goes to a decision. But had he stopped the fight before, as I mentioned, it would have been a no contest and not a loss on Henry's record. Herzog didn't take a point for the fight-stopping eye poke. He poked both of that man's eyes at one time. He didn't take a point. Had he taken a point and then did this odd thing where he let the next round start, and then he called the doctor back in. Hey, get in here, doc. And it's like, why does he need to come in? He already told you he can't fight. You know this fight is over, but now you're doing these theatrics so it doesn't look weird to the audience. The commentary is like, dude, the audience here is going to have no idea what's going on. And then he calls the doctor to come back, and the doctor looks confused. Like, we just said this fight's over. We just said the fight's over. And then he does the whole theatrics of having the ref look at Henry again and calling off the fight. Henry told you he can't see, but he doesn't take a point. He allows the next round to start so it can go to the judge's decision instead of it being a no contest. He didn't take a point. So when it went to the next round and started, it could go to the judge's scorecards and be scored in Song's favor. There was no point taken. It was a very weird ending here. Like, what was Herzog doing in there? None of that made any sense. I need somebody to really explain it to me, man. Like, why didn't he stop the fight? Maybe the first time it's like, hey, man, you better really mean that if you're saying it. But the second time he says, I can't see. Call the doctor in here. I can't see. Like, why don't you just stop the fight there? I don't understand what happened.
That alone says a lot, because fighters never admit something like that unless it's serious. So they bring in the ref, and then the doctor steps in to check him out. And at that point, Henry already made his decision. He wasn't looking to push through or convince anyone.
Hey, in my rant there, I think I may have said ref mistakenly, or was about to say ref and then corrected with doctor, but he just said the same thing. They brought in the ref, and then the doctor checked him out. The ref's already in there. It's the doctor, but
to let him keep going. He straight up couldn't see, and he knew fighting like that wasn't an option. So when the doctor did their assessment, it wasn't some long debate or back and forth. Henry didn't argue, didn't protest. He wanted it off. And once that was clear, the fight was done. And I've seen people saying that this fight should have went to a no contest. I've seen some people confused about the ruling, so let's clear it up real quick. Here's the deal. When an accidental foul stops a fight, the result depends on when it happens. If it's before the end of the second round in a 3rd round fight, or before the end of the 3rd round in a 5-round fight, it's ruled a no contest, because
it was before the end of the 3rd
rounds to go to the judges' scorecards. Basically, if you don't get past the halfway mark of the scheduled fight, it's like the fight never happened. But in this case, they did get past the threshold. We were already in the 4th round where the eye poke happened.
What are you talking about? No, you were not. You were in the 3rd round when the eye poke happened. This guy has no idea.
Which means that the fight already crossed the halfway point. And when that happens, the official ruling is technical decision, not a no contest. That means the judges
has no idea what he's talking about.
And the fighter who was ahead on the scorecard gets the win. Now, from what I saw, Song Yadong was clearly up on the scorecards. He was landing the better shot.
If it happened in the 4th round, they would have scored the 4th round. But the cards were 29-20, like 29-28, 29-28, because you're only scoring 3 rounds. Logically, what you're saying can't make any sense.
Controlling the exchanges and had a strong lead. So once Henry couldn't continue, the officials had to go to the cards, and Song got the win.
That's a terrible. That's
a
crazy.
saying, it should have been.
It's a crazy leap that he had to, like, the gymnastics, the mental gymnastics he had to do to rationalize it to not be a no contest. It happened before the third round ended. And Herzog, for whatever reason, kept telling Henry to stop saying you can't see, dude. Hey, chill out. Chill out real quick. Gotta let this round end so it's not a no contest. And then even if you say you can't start the fourth round, I'm gonna let it start just so we can have it go to the judge's scorecard. It's crazy, dude. It's insane.
A no contest, or it should have been a DQ, but that's just not how the rules work.
This guy doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. All right, we're done. I'm gonna give that guy a down vote because that doesn't make any sense. Nah, I'm not even gonna give him a vote, but yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. If that were the case, then sure. But dude, if that were the case, if the eye pokes happened at the end of the fourth round, dude, they would have scored the fourth round because the round ended that the eye pokes happened in. So this whole rationale in that video is nonsense. We don't need to finish it. It should have been a no contest. All right. Henry was looking good in that fight. He couldn't get his wrestling going, which I felt like could have been an X factor if he was able to get some wrestling going. But Song was pretty prepared for that. And he's a pretty powerful striker, but Henry's tough, dude. Henry can take a punch. Henry can take a punch. He can just keep going. Like, he kept coming forward. Like, he tries to claim he's not Mexican. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely Mexican. He's tough as a motherfucker in there. All right? His boxing is great, dude. Get out. You need to come out here with that flag. I don't know what he's talking about. He be hating. Henry be hating. Trying to say he's just American. Is Olympic gold medalist. You're not just American, my nigga. It is what it is. But I digress. Henry looked good. That decision was weird. It should have been a no contest, if not a draw. There should have been a point taken at least for a fight-stopping foul after multiple warnings, right? There was a low blow, not shortly before the eye poke. Song kicked him in the fucking balls. And then he poked him in the eye. There was warning after warning. Then the eye pokes stop the fight. You don't even take a point. He tells you he can't see before the third round ends. And you were like, all right, let's just let the third round end. He tells you before you start the fourth round, dude, I can't see. Get the doctor in here. And you're like, all right, let's get him in here. But even if he says you can't fight, let's just start the fourth round just for shits and giggles. All right. Literally for shits and giggles. The commentary was like, yo, this is going to be a tease for the live crowd here. Because they were about to start the fourth round. Like a fake start for the fourth round. He's like, all right, guys, we're just going to start it. And they got them. Songs looks like he's ready to go. The crowd starts cheering. And it's like, dude, people at home are like, yo, they're not even going to fight here. Why do they have... I'm like, does Song really know? I don't know how well his English is. It doesn't look like he knows they're not about to come fight right now. Like, it was just a weird moment. A weird moment. It should have been a no contest, if not a draw. I don't see why they can't go back and review things, but what would you review? What really would you review? Because in this WWE ass finish, like somebody should have ran down there and distracted Henry And then Song got the knockout. That's what should have happened. Someone just ran up, stood on the octagon to distract Henry. And he's like, what? That WWE ass ending, dude. That shit was weird. Should have been a no contest. I stand on that. Let me know what you guys think. Because if you guys... I'm telling you, like, go watch this fight, bro. This foul happens. Happens in the third round. Otherwise, you would have scored the fourth round because Henry finished the round in which the foul occurred. Because he was honestly forced to. He kept saying, I can't see it. And Herzog's like, whatever. Pardon me. Before we get out of here, let's let's check out that video I was talking about from my boy Henry.
What's up, my people, my fans, and all my haters? Jesus, guys, I didn't, we wanted to finish the fight, man. And I think, obviously I got poked in the eye with 2 damn fingers. And typically, like, when I get poked, like, I'm good. You know what I mean? The same reason why I was smiling or whatnot. But after those 5 minutes were up, I still couldn't see anything. Or it's not that I couldn't see anything, it's I was seeing double. Mm-hmm. So I just got back from the hospital right now, and I don't even know the term of it. Diplopia? Diplopia is when, when you get tissue damage in your eye, and you pretty much freaking scratch your retina where you're able to see doubles. And it's unfortunate, dude. Did Song do it intentionally? No. But should there be a point deducted?
Yes.
100%, man. I
100%.
Think, it's like basketball, dude, where there's technical fouls. Like, if you travel, dude, it's still technical.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I just hope that the UFC could maybe allow replays for things like that, and then the referee can make a decision whether whether it was if it wasn't intentional or not. I mean, the dude as a fighter, one of the first things that the referee says when they go in the back is like, you cannot stick your fingers out like that. And I think the warnings are already set before the fight.
Yep.
I eventually got fucking poked with 2 fingers. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, dude. Honestly, I thought if I was gonna recover, the same reason why, because I know how the MMA crowd is. So I was like, hey guys, give me some time. Like, I'm gonna feel better. Like this, like my eyesight's gonna come back. And by the time the 5 minutes were up, dude, I was kind of like in the pressure. I was like, dude, well, maybe I even asked the dude, like, how much time do we have on the clock? And I think he said 1 minute and 16 seconds or whatever. Or my friend has said there's 1 minute and 16 left. And I'm like, well, maybe I can rough this out. But then one Song came and he got that 5 minute break. And I'm just like, man, I saw 4 arms, dude. It's unfortunate, dude. I think there's a lot of things that maybe we could do as an MMA. It's not Song's fault, dude. I'm not pissed at him.
I don't want to pause.
But I will say this for Jason Herzog, dude. I'm curious to talk to you, man.
It starts over.
Like, got kicked in the balls a couple times, and then eye poke. Like, bro, like, something has to be done.
What's going on, Herzog?
And I think as referees too, we could also learn. But I also think for the UFC, maybe there should be something where, where there is a replay, where the referee's able to see the replay and say, all right, man, there's one, even if it wasn't intentional, it's still done. You still cannot do this. Like, what I'm saying? You got to be here. And then apparently I couldn't see no more. So apparently when the round started, like, Song was still
with his fingers forward.
They're telling me, I still can't see it.
Facts.
But they're telling me like he was kind of like a zombie, like with his fingers out.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, man. I want to give a big shout out to Bisping, dude. He came out on the back and he was like, hey man, I lost an eye because of some shit that people think it's a joke. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna see a specialist tomorrow. And hopefully this thing goes by. Like, hopefully the double vision that I'm feeling right now is just goes away and I'm fucking normal tomorrow. Cause it sucks, dude. It sucks that you kind of get nauseous a little bit. But other than that, dude, I just want to thank the UFC. I want to thank Dana White, and it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. But I will say this, man. Dana White, I know you said that you're not interested in that rematch. Dude, let's run it back. Let's run it back, man. Song, dude, there's still 2 rounds left, dude. Like, you know what I mean? The pace was picking up. Dude, look, he was hurt. I would look at my face, look at his face. Like, dude, we're scrapping. I think we should run it back. So, Dana, I respect you. I hope I hope we could run this back with Song, and let's do it soon, dude. You know, let my eye get better, and obviously have a 30-day suspension, and we can take it from there. But I think we should run it back, and I think there's a lot of things that need to be done, and hopefully somebody could step up and maybe do replays, and then the referee should automatically take a point. That's one of the biggest things that the referees, when they go in the back, that's one of the things. You cannot stick your fingers out, like you cannot. And Jason did say that in the meeting. He was like, all right, well, I don't do that shit. But it is what it is. I mean, what am I going to do now? Fuck, I got to just heal up. I'd love to run it back with Song. Song, if you're down, dude, let's do it. I felt like the fight was getting good. It was getting good. It was getting better. I wasn't trying to give you a 5-minute break. But it is what it is. And let's run it back.
Chill out, bro. Chill out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it fair or foul with this decision? Or should it have been a no contest? Should it have been a draw? What did you think about Yadong Cejudo? I thought it was a war, but let me know in the comments, ladies and gents. Thanks for being here once again. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. I'll holla.